Walking the path a little bit together. Well, I feel like Mr. Rogers. Won't you walk the path with me a little bit today? Won't you walk? Oh, won't you walk? Oh, won't you walk the path of... I'm being a little silly. I'm so glad that you guys are here today. I want to talk to you first a little bit about rythmia and what's going on, and then I want to get to our topic, which is it's nuanced, not complicated. Right? This is an insight that I had recently after talking to a friend I want to share with you about. But first, let me tell you, we were closed for 2 weeks. It's regularly scheduled maintenance closure, right? We did a little bit of remodeling, freshened things up, got ready for the next group. And this is our first week open after being closed for 2 weeks. Wow. It's so good. Oh my God, the medicine, the people, the healing. And you know what's so amazing is I've been doing the plant integrations this week, the integration classes, right? So we do a class after each ceremony the next day, and then to prepare for the next night, right? Or that coming night. And hey, Dorota, hey, Debbie, thank you both for being here. I love it when you guys say hello. So please send in a little shout out. Let me know where you're calling from. I just love to see all the folks. Michael Stewart, greetings from the great Northern Michigan expanse. Brother Michael, so great to see you guys. Thank you. So, Guti, hello. Hola, hermano. Saludos. So, you know, what's amazing is that we see each week we see this process that people go through, right? That they come in on Monday, they're like, I don't know what I got going on right now. I don't know what this is. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little scared. They come to the workshop on Monday morning. They feel a little better. Then they go into ceremony Monday night, and they're nervous, right? And then Monday night, a couple of people get it, like, oh my God. But the majority of people don't, not the first night. And then the second night. And so by yesterday, they had 2 ceremonies. They're going into the 3rd ceremony, and you can feel it. The room is just like, holy shit, what's going on? What did I get myself into? Like 30 people out of the group, a third of the people out of the group are like, oh my God, I got it. It was beautiful. I spoke to God all night. I saw all this stuff. I healed myself. I merged with my soul. And the other people are like, screw you. Like, I ain't getting that. They must be giving me something else because I'm not getting what you're getting, right? And there's this sense of like, there's something wrong with me. I'm broken. The medicine isn't working, right? And I'm just saying, man, I know what you're feeling, but trust me, by Friday, you're going to be absolutely thrilled. One lady was like, I'm exhausted. And I was like, trust me, that exhaustion is being taken from you. What's coming is going. That exhaustion is being taken from you. And I spoke to this lady today at lunch, and I was like, how you feeling? She's like, I got it all last night. I go, are you tired? She goes, I didn't sleep the night before, and I just slept maybe a couple hours last night, and I have no exhaustion, right? What's coming is going. It's being taken from you. So it's just so beautiful to see this every week. This is what I get to do. I get to do it at this place called Rythmia. Oh, thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Rythmia. Thank you to all the guests that come, because we couldn't do this without you. It's the best job in the world. All right, let's say hello to some folks that said hello. Wow. Okay. We have Madalena from Italy. ¿Cómo stai? And Drew from California, and Kristen. Hey, what's up? And Cristobal de Chile. Conocimos de Peru. Gracias, Cristobal. And Rick Everett, sup from the UK, Manchester United. This little light, you made it. I'm so glad. Yvonne, welcome. Can't wait for you to be here either, Yvonne. Debbie saw Jesus. Jesus makes a couple appearances. He's a busy guy. Jack Roberts from San Jose. And Benny, what's up? Good to see you. Petra from Switzerland. Hello, I'm so grateful you guys are here. Thank you. So the topic today, it's nuanced, not complicated. Linda, hey, great to see you. So the topic, it's nuanced, not complicated, is that spirit is simple. Spirit isn't complicated. Spirit's one thing: love, beauty, joy, one, right? Sean O'Brien from Scotland Live. If it ain't Scottish, it's crap. So I know it's such a bad accent, but I love it. Okay, so this topic came because I was talking to a friend who was working with in a business. He has a business, and his partners are in Germany. And he was talking about how the partners from Germany are so different. And he was thinking, well, it's their culture. They're so pessimistic. They're not positive, right? And all these different ways of being. And he was saying, when I negotiate with them in the future, I just have to know my truth, right? Like, I just have to know my truth. And something, there's nothing wrong with knowing your truth, but something occurred to me when he said that, which was, well, if you just anchor in your truth and you're not being responsive and connected with the other person that you're engaging with, then there's resistance. And anything that's going to come out of that, any negotiation that's going to come out of that, is going to be underpinned by their being wrong, right? I'm in my truth. My truth isn't your truth. You're wrong, right? He's not saying that, right? Spiritual language, I'm just going to be in my truth. Right? But what's underneath, even though it's spiritual lingo, what's underneath is you're wrong, right? Your truth isn't my truth. So we started talking, and, this is where the idea that it's nuanced, right, came from. So first of all, and it doesn't matter if the person that you're in conversation with is from another country, because we all have so many different cultural backgrounds, so many different underpinnings, right? So many different experiences that give us a sense of what our beliefs are, our way of seeing the world, what we think is so. And it's so unconscious, right? Because of our experiences, that they're kind of like blind spots, right? They're blind spots. So the first thing I asked him to do was to begin to examine his own beliefs as to why and what he thinks is right and wrong, right? Well, they're pessimistic and I'm optimistic, and they have this belief and I have that belief, right? So we started examining that, and then realizing that so much gets lost in language. So much gets lost because of the different ghosts of the conversation. So if there's just you and me, if you and me are in conversation, there's actually six ghosts in the conversation. First of all, there's who I am, me, and there's who you are, you, the truth of us, right? The truth is we're perfect, whole, and complete individual expressions from a divine source, and there's nothing wrong. We're all light workers and light warriors, and we're all just beings of light and love, right? That's who we are. But then we get all this stuff that's caked onto us, right? Which is our beliefs, our opinions, our judgments, our thoughts, our experiences, our identities, right? So there's who I am and there's who you are. Then there's who I think I am, my idea of myself. All of me, I'm my name, my gender, my sexual orientation, my sibling order, my job, my experiences, my education, all of that, right? There's who I think I am, all the stuff that I think John is. And there's all the stuff that you think you are. So there's two more ghosts. And then there's what I think of you. Actually, there's probably 8 ghosts, right? There's what I think of you, and there's what I think you think of me. There's what you think of you, and there's what you think of me, and there's what you think I think of you, right? So now we've got all of these ghosts in the conversation, and we wonder why it's hard to communicate, even though we're speaking the same language, right? So the first thing is to acknowledge that there's more going on than just my truth, because my truth is comprised of my experiences and my beliefs and my thoughts, my opinions and my judgments. Well, if you want to know the truth, give up your opinions and your beliefs and your judgments, right? Not that, again, it's nuanced. So it's not just like give up all opinion. No, we have to have opinion. We have to have judgment. I have to know whether I should walk in front of that bus or not. I have to know whether I should walk down that dark alley at 3:00 in the morning in New York City or not, right? We live in a world where we have to make some judgments. We have to discern. So it's not just no opinion and judgment or all opinion and judgment. It's more nuanced than that, right? So I'm going to first, what we talked about with my friend who's engaged in this conversation with people from another country, another culture, but it works the same with people because I could be from the West and you could be from the East. I could be from the North and you could be from the South. And we have different ways of being, different ways of thinking, different ways of seeing the world. So first is to examine the cultural underpinnings. What are my blind spots? Let me just examine my beliefs and what my opinions and judgments are. And then take a look at this. Before I go into this next piece, let me just say hello to Linda and Anna from the UK, from Devon, and Heidi, hello from Ohio, and Amy from Idaho, welcome. So in this conversation about people from another country, think about how language forms, a philosophy. So I learned this when I learned Spanish. So in Spanish, there's a reflexive tense. And so if I'm going to say, in English, I would say, I forgot my keys. I forgot my keys. English and North Americans and Western European people tend to have a sense of agency. Like the buck stops here, right? Me, I'm responsible. So even in our languaging, I say, I forgot my keys. I forgot my keys. It's my fault. If I got in a car accident, I'd say, I got in a car accident. It's my responsibility. But in Spanish, they say, se me olvidó mis llaves. The reflexive tense literally translates into the keys were forgotten. Se chocaron los carros. The cars got in an accident. The cars hit each other, right? There's no agency. Now, North Americans interpret that for Hispanic or Latinx people as lazy or mañana mentality, right? There's a cultural bias interpretation. That's not the truth. The truth is language is a philosophy. Language is a way of seeing the world. It's a means of assessing the world. So when we speak, we have so many ghosts going on. It's important that we start to look at our blind spots. This removes us from blaming, oh, they over there, they're pessimistic. Them over there, they just don't see it the way I do. No, now I'm taking it back here to subject. And I'm saying, all right, what are my blind spots? I'm not letting people off the hook. I'm not being a doormat. I'm just first examining here. It's back on subject. All right. So what are my blind spots here? What are my beliefs? What are my beliefs and opinions about this? Let me just examine those. And then now I'm no longer blaming those people. I'm taking responsibility for my own opinions and judgments. I'm bringing some light to them. And now I can engage in a negotiation with somebody. So imagine if my friend just said, I'm going to be in my truth. And then the next time he went to talk to those people, what was underneath my truth is I'm right, you're wrong. And now I'm going to negotiate with you. And even if I'm couching it in spiritual language, that opinion and judgment is felt. It's an energy that's felt underneath and people react to it, right? But now if I've taken a moment to examine my own opinions and judgments about the situation, not that they're right or wrong or good or bad, they're just what's so. And then I've kind of put those to the side now. I've brought them into awareness, right? So they're not operating like an operating system in the background. Now they're up in the foreground, right? They're brought to the front. Now when I enter a negotiation, now we're just talking about details. How can we work this out? Let's see. What would work for you and what would work for me? And I'm no longer biased and opinionated about who they are and what they think and their cultural biases and why they're pessimistic and why I'm optimistic and optimism is better than pessimism and they just need to be like this. No, none of that. All that's gone. And so it's not complicated, but it's nuanced. There's a little bit more nuance to it. There's language. There's the ghost of the conversation. There's so much going on. It's not complicated, but it's nuanced. So, I just want to thank everybody for your comments. And I want to keep talking about this because the truth of this is that everything is really nuanced, right? Like it's not just right or wrong. So many people in ceremony. You know, I was talking to a lady today and yesterday going into ceremony, she was like, all I feel is nausea. I'm just nauseous and it's not pleasant and it's uncomfortable. And that's bad, right? There was an assumption, basically, that's bad. And nothing inherently is good or bad. There's a great story. It's about a guy owns a horse and he's got his horse in the pasture and his neighbor comes up and says, oh, you have a horse. You're so lucky. You're so lucky. And the guy goes, perhaps. And then the next day, the horse gets out of the stable, out of the corral, and runs away. And the neighbor comes by, he sees there's no horse in the corral. He goes, what happened to your horse? He says, he ran away. Oh, you're so unlucky. The guy goes, perhaps. The next day, the horse comes back with 5 other horses, right? So they always got 6 horses in the corral. Neighbor comes by, goes, you got 6 horses? Yeah, the horse came back with 5 other horses. Goes, oh, you're so lucky. The guy goes, perhaps. Then the next day, the guy's son was riding the horse and he fell off and broke his leg. The neighbor comes by, he goes, what happened to your son? He goes, he fell off the horse and broke his leg. Oh, you're so unlucky. The guy says, perhaps. Because the next day, the military came by and they were grabbing all the young men in the town, but his son couldn't go because he had a broken leg. So the neighbor comes by, he goes, why wasn't your son taken by the military? He says, well, because he had the broken leg. The neighbor says, oh, you're so lucky. The guy says, perhaps. And it goes on and on and on. So we can see that what we thought was good, might be bad. I don't know. It's a little bit more nuanced than it's just good or bad because other extenuating circumstances. The same thing with ceremony, the same thing with life. Oh, my car was stolen. You're so unlucky. Perhaps, right? Who knows? And in the minute I say it's bad, I'm limiting possibility. I've now locked into that as a future instead of keeping my possibility and potentiality open, right? So, there was a great movie a long time ago called What the Bleep, right? What the Bleep. And there's a scene in the movie where they're talking about infinite potential and infinite possibility. And they use the example of a person standing with their back to a basketball court. So the basketball court is behind me. I'm standing looking this way. The basketball court is behind me. And I hear somebody bouncing a basketball on the basketball court. That basketball could be any place on that basketball court, right? This is also Schrödinger's cat, right? It's also that physics example. That basketball could be anywhere behind me, infinite potential and possibility. And until I turn around to see where that basketball is, it could be anywhere until I lock in this one potential. So it's the same thing. Something happens. Can I just be with it instead of labeling it good or bad? Because something else could occur that makes that seem so amazing. So for me, it happened in my life recently. A few months ago, something was wrong with my car that I have here. I took it to the mechanic and he fixed it, but he didn't really fix it. And the car kept overheating. So I was like, shit, that's not good. That's bad, right? Mechanic didn't fix the car. I had to leave town for a little while. Well, I better get that fixed when I get back, right? So while I'm away, my car was stolen. Oh, that's bad. But then, because the mechanic didn't fix the car, the car overheated, and the people who stole my car had to abandon the car on the side of the road because it overheated. So that's good, right? But now I didn't know where the car was. But a friend of mine posted the car on Facebook. And there was a friend of theirs saw the post and was driving 30, 40 miles away from where we are here and saw the car. That's good, right? Like, is it bad that the mechanic didn't fix the car? Well, in this situation, it was good. Was it bad that my car got stolen? Well, this situation was bad, but was it good that he didn't fix the car so I got my car back? Right? You get the point. So let's take a look here. Dorota, thank you. Petra, language is a mirror. Yes. This little light says, there's something that is happening on steroids. Every political, spiritual, etc. group has its own lingo, conversations. Yeah, exactly. Courtney, thank you. Michael Brown, hello. Or Michelle Brown, sorry. Randy, hello. Who else we have? Darius, cool. Nicole, thank you all so much for joining. So it's nuanced, right? It's always a little more nuanced than just good. Nicole, what's up? Happy day. What's good or what's bad? let's not put a label on it. Let's just be open to see what's emerging, what's seeking to emerge, because nothing in and of itself is good or bad. It's what we put onto it. It's a little bit more nuanced than just black or white, right? This is life. And it's such a joy. It's such a joy to walk this path, to have the possibility and potential of each new day. So I'm wishing you all, thank you, Debbie. This is beautiful. A great reminder to be open to the greater good. So remember, some good is always seeking to emerge. Where is it? Let me see it. I might not be able to see it right now. It harkens back to Jesus's reminder that don't get caught up in appearances. Don't get caught up in circumstances. We don't know everything. We don't know all the parts that are going on. So let me be open. Don't limit the possibility. Stay open and available for more good than you have ever imagined, experienced, or created before. Peace and richest blessings. Thanks so much for joining us. Michael Stewart, I'll see you in November. All right, everybody. Blessings.